welcome. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Your video is about to start. I just wanted to invite you to take a moment with me to remember our deployed military members who cannot be home like most of us can be. It is a cause that is near and dear to my husband's heart and therefore my own as well. And if you feel like it, take a moment with us. Enjoy your video. Bye-bye. Happy Friday, TGIF. I hope you all had a great week and are going to have an even better weekend. We have another OIG fraud report. This one came out on February 26th, so I am a little behind. But it has to do with another Social Security employee doing a no-no. And let me just see. Okay, looks like he was convicted. This is a 40-year-old Harlingen, am I saying that right? Texas resident, and a former claims specialist with the Social Security Administration. So claims specialist, guys, we would presume that would be an adjudicator. This is someone at the medical workup, the DDS, the state agency section of the whole thing that gets outsourced to do the federal work for Social Security claims. So apparently he used to do that. He's been ordered to federal prison for theft of government property and for failing to appear for sentencing, I guess, previously. Because he pled guilty, I will say his name. Lee Marvin Nichols pled guilty to theft. This is October 3rd of 23. He was originally set for sentencing in early 2024, but failed to appear and fled to Mexico. He returned to the United States in September of 2024, blah, 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 and later pled guilty. Okay. The court heard evidence describing how Nichols intentionally misused the identities of vulnerable individuals, including a man who originally applied for benefits after being diagnosed with a terminal illness. Nichols waited until this man died before creating the fraudulent application and then withdrew the benefits using a debit card at drive-through ATMs where he concealed his identity using masks and other coverings. Claims rep, when they're talking about being involved when the guy originally applied, I take that back. I don't think he's an adjudicator. I think he's in the field office because the adjudicator would not have this information, right? And it says that he didn't even put in the application until after the guy died, in which case it was on a fraudulent application. All right, so I just wanted to clear that up. As I read further, I think they calling it a claims rep. We don't usually hear that at the level before the workup, but I'm sure every office is a little different. Okay, so he waited until the man died before creating the fraudulent application, and then he withdrew the benefits using a debit card at drive-through ATMs where he concealed his identity using masks and other coverings. Which drives on the point, guys, your benefits, if you don't have a bank account or you don't have one that you think you're going to be able to trust as being safe for you to have your Social Security funds put into, that could be because you have bad credit. That could be because there are liens against your bank account, whatever. You can do it by debit card, special debit card through the SSA. So don't forget about that. The court also heard how Mr. Nichols' flight from justice wasted government and court resources. That's when he didn't show up for sentencing, I guess, and went to Mexico. By taking his luxury pickup truck to Mexico. He prevented the truck from being sold for restitution. Okay. Okay, and so the people handling this case, Mr. Ganji, said the defendant not only stole from the American taxpayer, but also abused the trust given him as a public servant. For sure. As a working for the SSA and doing that to a terminally ill person, not filing their application, waiting until they die, then filing it so you can collect the money. It's nothing short of evil. He originally admitted to creating fictitious profiles for 2 children that did not exist. He linked the profiles to a recently deceased man and disabled woman living in Mexico in an attempt to create a survivor benefits application. Okay, so the intricacies get enhanced. So I think that terminally ill fellow that they mentioned in the beginning, he created two fictional children so that he could then collect the survivor benefits of those children based on that deceased person's work record. He also ensured that the debit cards for the children's benefits were sent to the address of someone with whom he was associated, who would then use the debit cards to make regular withdrawals at ATMs. When making those withdrawals, he attempted to disguise himself by using hats pulled down over his face, sunglasses, and other clothing to conceal his appearance. In addition, the IRS issued economic stimulus payments of $1,400 to each fictitious child pursuant to the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. Of course, and he took that too. As part of his plea, he took responsibility for over $75,000 in losses to the federal government. He also agreed to pay $82,000 in change in restitution to the SSA and $2,800 in restitution to the IRS. He will remain in custody pending transfer to a U.S. Bureau of Prisons facility to be determined in the near future. Did they say what it's? Oh, so what is his current sentence? Oh, so the judge ordered Nichols to serve 18 months in federal prison for the underlying theft charge, as well as another 6 months for his failure to appear. The sentences will run consecutively, and I should tell you that instead of being concurrent. So now they'll do sentences concurrent. You got 1 year for 1 year, 1 year for this, 1 year for this. We're going to put them together so you can serve them together. So 1 year total for both things. It is a little ludicrous, but they do it a lot. So to run consecutively for a total of 24 months in prison, he must also serve 3 years of supervised release following completion of his sentence. Is 18 months and 6 months. 18 months for breaching that public trust when you're working for the SSA. I think that's weak. Sorry, that's what I think. He's 40 years old. I'd give him at least 5 years. That's my thought. What do you guys think? All right. Happy Friday. Talk to you later.